Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here for the pre-match live stream as we are about to approach kickoff in just 15 minutes between AC Milan and Roma. It is the final match of the 2015-2016 Serie A season. A very important match for both of these teams. Like I mentioned in the match preview, both with the objective to win this match for different reasons. Of course, Milan wanting to achieve the Europa League qualification, while Roma wanting to achieve the direct Champions League qualification. So both teams definitely have to go at it today. I think it's going to be a tight affair for both of these teams. I don't think they're going to be risking too much, but it's definitely a game, a must-win game for both of these teams. So expect it to be a very interesting battle between the teams. Even though Roma is a stronger team on paper, I'm expecting Milan to come out in this last match of the season at home on top of it at the San Siro in a very positive fashion, willing to fight. I really hope that's the case for this Milan team. When I first looked at the official starting 11, I wasn't too happy about the names that were called up or that are starting overall. But I have to say that each player has a responsibility to do the best in this game. And I don't think the fans will sell for anything less in this very crucial match. Now, of course, we had to leave it late. It's until the last game of the season to see if we will make it to Europe or not. Of course, we have the second lifeline, which will be against Juventus next week in that Coppa Italia final. But it will be good just for us to at least get this win against Roma and hope that Sassuolo either tie or lose against Inter today, so that we have a backup plan in case we lose against Juventus in the Coppa Italia final as well. It's always good to have a backup plan. Therefore, we need to win this match and hope for Inter to do us a favor, which obviously is unlikely, but we have to believe in ourselves and hope for the best. On that note, guys, I would like to start telling you to submit your predictions and thoughts on tonight's match in the comment section below, as I will be starting to read them in just a few moments. But before we get started on that, I would like to discuss about the starting 11 for both of these teams. Starting off with Milan, Donnarumma will be starting in net. Back four made up of De Sciglio starting on the right, Mexes and Alex as the center backs, Romagnoli on the left. In the midfield, we got Bertolacci, Locatelli, and Kuchka. Honda playing as a trequartista, and then finally Bacca and Balotelli up front. So a lot of changes, I guess you could say, from what I had mentioned in the match preview. Obviously, there's so many reports going on all the time, especially in these last fixtures where you just don't know who's going to get the start until the very end. So I'm happy to see that Locatelli is actually getting the start ahead of Montolivo. That's something that we rarely see unless he's either suspended or injured. And this time, Brocchi actually had taken the decision of benching Montolivo. So that's a positive sign, in my opinion. I don't know how Locatelli is going to perform in this match, if he's going to have a positive match or not. But to me, that is a strong sign from Brocchi or whoever decided not to play Montolivo in this very crucial match. At the same time, I'm curious to see how Romagnoli plays as that left back, because we haven't seen Romagnoli play in that position all season round. So I'm curious to see how he plays. And up front, we'll once again see the pair of Bacca and Balotelli. Originally, Luis Adriano was supposed to start in this match. However, Balotelli's been given the chance once again, as he has this game against Roma and possibly the game against Juventus, to salvage his season at Milan and convince the manager and the management altogether that he should be the one to stay for next season. As for Roma, they're going with a 4-3-1-2 as well, it seems. In the midfield, they got Strootman, De Rossi, and Nainggolan. Very interesting to see Strootman starting over Pjanic. Once again, Schumann obviously was subject to an injury and didn't play for a big part of the season. And as I'm reading it, Pjanic is not even in on the bench. So I'm sorry, he is starting. Okay, he's starting as a trequartista. So Schumann playing there, that is an interesting sign altogether from Roma because, as I said, he hasn't been playing all season round, and to come into this match, I don't know. I think it's going to be tough for him. I don't know if he's going to have a positive match. Maybe we should focus on that side rather than on the other side where Nainggolan and De Rossi could definitely form a positive partnership. But definitely all of Roma's players are great threats, even in defense, on set pieces. These guys come up. They know how to head the ball. Players such as Rudiger and Manolas, definitely strong in the air. So something to be wary about, guaranteed. Up front, we'll see a familiar face, Stefan El Shaarawy, finally returning to the San Siro after leaving Milan last summer. So I wonder how the fans will go against him maybe or actually support him. I'm not quite sure. It's something that we're going to have to see during the course of the match, but it'll be interesting to see what El Shaarawy could do in this game, as well as Salah, two very fast players, technical players that could very much hurt this defense. Usually, I would expect Roma to go with that 4-3-3 with Dzeko playing in the middle and El Shaarawy and Salah on the wings, but they're playing more of as I said, a 4-3-1-2, so they're playing closer together, much like Bacca and Balotelli. However, obviously, they're free to move wherever they want. So, interesting lineups, and we'll see how that goes. But it's time to start reading your comments and predictions, guys. So, once again, if you haven't yet, please do so. Leave your comments, leave your predictions on tonight's fixture between Milan and Roma. So, let's start off with Shadow of Slenderman. He says his prediction is a 2-1 win for Milan. Ahmad says, even with the win, I believe that Inter will let Sassuolo win. Sad that we let Inter determine our fate. And that is exactly something that I was trying to mention before. Even though we win, we have to hope that Sassuolo drops points against Inter. And the fact that Sassuolo is playing at home definitely doesn't help our scenario. So let's see what happens. Let's hope that Inter don't do Sassuolo any favors. I'm actually curious to look at their starting 11, Inter starting 11, to see if they're playing many youngsters or not. And by the looks of it, they're actually playing a quite decent squad. I'm looking at Jovetic, Eder, Palacio, Felipe Melo, Brozovic, Kondogbia. So it doesn't seem that Inter's playing all their youth players or whatnot. However, I have to say that their bench is pretty unfamiliar. They got some youth players in there for sure. So maybe at some point they could sub them in. It's something to see over the course of the match, but Milan's going to have to focus on their own match and hope that we get the win altogether. Moving on to more comments, guys. Omar says, do you think El Shaarawy will score and will he celebrate if he does? El Shaarawy could definitely score. I mean, Roma have one of the biggest threats of attacks in the Serie A. I mean, they have scored 80 goals all season round in the Serie A, and they have the best attack of the Serie A this season. So definitely El Shaarawy could score, just like any other player could score in this Roma team. But in terms of celebration, I personally believe that he will not celebrate for the fact that he still respects Milan in some sort, even though he did say that he really doesn't like what's happening with the whole Milan situation, that we are unable to perform at the top levels and so forth. So moving on, Matt says, hopefully Locatelli has a boss game, and that's definitely something that we're going to have to look at. Locatelli getting his first official start for Milan this season, replacing Montolivo. I just hope he has a very good game. I don't think that he will start in the Coppa Italia final, regardless of his performance today, but definitely needs to make an impression, in my opinion, today in order to maybe get more playing time next season. I think he will remain at Milan, and he definitely needs to show what he's made of today in this crucial match. Gabriel says, I don't know what to think. I just hope we don't embarrass ourselves again, and I hope for a good performance by Locatelli. I like to think that we'll win this match, but my prediction is a 1-1 tie. Just another LP saying very, very slim chances for us to qualify. We have to win against a very strong team like Roma. At the same time, we have to hope that Inter don't screw us over. Most likely, the Coppa Italia final will be our breaking point, if we'll make it or not. But I'm excited to see us playing without Montolivo. I said many bad words about him, so let's see if anyone else can do better. My prediction is a draw. So I see a lot of you guys saying that this game will end in a draw, and there's a very good chance that it could end in a draw. As I said, I don't know how much both teams will be willing to risk going forward into this match, because they both have very serious objectives. At some point, if it's still a draw, a stalemate, they're going to have to push. They're going to have to risk. So we're going to have to see how this develops throughout the match. A lot of you guys asking me questions on Locatelli. Do you think it's Sultan is saying, do you think it's safe to play players like Locatelli in your physical and possibly dangerous players like Nangolan? Well, the thing is, you're always going to meet teams that are either physical or technical. And in this case, Locatelli needs to adapt to the situation. So you're not always going to have it your way. You're not always going to find players that are not too physical. So I think this is a very big test for him. But once again, like I mentioned before, he needs to perform and needs to prove what he's able to do. Thoughts on Maxes, maybe a 40-yard screamer winner? Well, last game against Bologna, he actually had some very decent shots, chances, I guess you could call them. So I wouldn't rule out a crazy goal from Maxes. Once again, he is the man to watch on the final match day. I even recalled it back in the match preview, I believe, that a few years ago, he was the man that gave us that Champions League qualification with a few minutes left in that game against Siena. So anything could happen with Maxes. Let's see if he could do it again this time around. Thomas is telling me 2-0 Milan. Bertolacci has the game of his life, scoring early, and Bacca secures the win with a late goal. Very optimistic prediction there. Monarch is saying, I'm just happy Montolivo wasn't playing. Once again, a lot of questions on Locatelli. How do I think he will do? I just hope he does great, and I'm pretty sure he will do better than Montolivo. I hate to shit on Montolivo, guys, but he has given me every reason to do so this season, and he's definitely not captain worthy. So I just hope Locatelli does a better job altogether than him. Finally, I will end it off with this question because there's only 2 minutes remaining until game time. From Wizam, he says, what should we work on to come back stronger next year? Definitely have to sell the club, invest in new players, get rid of other players that simply don't belong at the club. I'm pretty sure you guys know who. And I think if we work on those 3 aspects, we will definitely improve and come back stronger next year. So, guys, that sums up the pre-match live stream. Thank you all for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything going on at AC Milan. Also, after the match, as per usual, I will be having the match review in this final match day of the Serie A. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to watch the game. Hopefully we'll win, and I'll be keeping you guys updated if you're unable to watch the match on Twitter at Rossoneri TV throughout the match. And also I'll be giving live updates on the Sassuolo Inter match as well for you guys that are interested on what's happening in the other game. So that is it, guys. Once again, thank you for watching. Thank you all for joining in the discussion. And Forza Milan. Let's do this thing, guys. I'll be seeing you after. Ciao.